What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Gary. How you guys doing today? Y'all doing all right? The Tar Heels took on the number 14 Virginia Cavaliers in Charlottesville today. Carolina came in to the contest at number 22 and were in danger, I think, of falling completely out of the top 25 AP polls if they did not do what they did today. So that right there shows you or tells you, gives you some indication that the Tar Heels were able to win this game. Now 85-80, the Carolina Tar Heels actually came out flat, it seemed like, or either the Virginia Cavaliers came out on fire, which they did. At one time in the first half, had the Carolina Tar Heels by 16 points, hitting threes, everything going their way. Just looked like they were running away with it. The Tar Heels were able to hit 2 threes, gave Virginia a 43-34 lead at half. And so Carolina had a little bit of momentum just for themselves going into the half. And then they came out second half a different team. One of the people in the chat said it was a tale of two halves. At the half, it was 34-43. In the second half, Carolina scored 51 points, 51-37 to end this thing or win this thing by 5 points. So let's get into this. Caleb Wilson scored 20 points. Jaren Stevenson added his 17 second half points as number 22 North Carolina rallied past number 14 Virginia 85-80 on Saturday for a big ACC victory. Definitely big for the Tar Heels because the Tar Heels have been struggling, only winning one of their last 3 games. Trailing by 2 points with 3:50 to play, Carolina got a big 3-point shot from Stevenson and Seth Trimble to build a 78-74 lead, then hung on. That's basically what they did. They hung on. The Tar Heels outscored the Cavaliers 18-9 over the final 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Diaz DeRitter had 20 points and 7 rebounds for UVA, which had its 11-game home winning streak snapped. Virginia led by 16 in the first half and went to the locker room ahead 43-34. That lead was thanks in part to a 26-16 rebounding edge that helped the Cavaliers score 14 second chance points in the first 20 minutes. The Heels rallied after the break, executing crisp, efficient offense and taking their first lead since the game opened on a dunk by Stevenson with 11:57 to go. That put UNC up 59-58. They'd go ahead by as many as 5. So yeah, the first half was all Virginia, and at one point when Virginia built a 16-point lead, it just looked like Carolina was out of it. Looked like it was just going to be a runaway by Virginia. But like I said, right before the half, Carolina hit a couple of threes, gave them a little momentum. So when they went in at halftime, 43-39, down by 9, it was like, there's just a little bit of, Carolina's known to be a second half team. I hate that, but there was hope. So they came out running crisp offense. When we talk about crisp offense, we're talking about for Carolina, no turnovers, getting in their sets, taking advantage of fast break baskets, nice passing, nice keeping your head up by Dixon and getting that pass down to Caleb. Those couple of passes down to Wilson for the layup. Shades of Marshall. Kendall Marshall, that's his name. Shades of Kendall Marshall getting those outlet passes with his head up for some easy fast break baskets. Virginia evened the score on a tough baseline layup by Chance Mallory, making it 67 all. Should I do it? Making it 6-7 all. 6-7 all. With 7 minutes and 58 seconds left. It went ahead less than a minute later on a basket by D. Ritter, then held on for its second victory over a ranked opponent this season. And I don't understand what that meant right there. So I think what the second half of that statement was saying was Carolina went ahead and held on to the victory at the end of the game, which basically is what happened. North Carolina Tar Heels go on the road to Georgia Tech next Saturday. The Cavaliers play Notre Dame on Tuesday. The Cavaliers should beat Notre Dame, I think, with no problem. Carolina, we can't take anybody for granted. Got some time off, which I don't like. But if you guys can look over, we'll take a look behind me, and we can look at the standings in the ACC race right now. All right, we see that Duke is number 1. You got Duke, Clemson, Virginia, 5-2. So, Carolina can play with anyone, and we need to continue to get better when we get ready to play these Duke boys up here. It won't be a blowout. But Duke 7-0. North Carolina right above the middle of the pack. All right, 4-3. And you got Virginia Tech, Stanford, SMU, some of these teams down here who have beat the Tar Heels. With that said, guys, Carolina ends up hanging on. And I will mention that we still need to work on these free throws, because at the end of the game, we missed a couple that could have sealed it earlier. But like we said, Carolina hung on and won this game. A good win for the Heels. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I'm Coach Jesus, Coach GTV, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, if you hadn't hit that like button, please do that for me. Hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. I'll see you guys next time.